Welcome back, everybody. Today we are taking a look at a pistol that's so brand new, it's not even out on the market yet. Currently, it's April 2025, and this pistol is dropping next month in May 2025. And it's positioning itself to be a good option if you're looking for an inexpensive, feature-packed 22 plinking pistol. But what am I talking about? Well, in this box right here is the Retay Arms RXP 22, and this has a lot of features that you would normally find on centerfire handguns. We're going to take a look at the pistol itself, all its features, everything that comes in the box, and then we're going to shoot it here on the range with a bunch of different types of 22 LR ammo, see if it's reliable, and see if it's also accurate. So that's what's in store for you on tonight's WV Guns and Goats video. And if you haven't become a herd member yet, how about you go ahead and headbutt that subscribe button. All right, so not much fancy to this pistol's packaging, just a cardboard box here. And before we get started, this was supplied to us by Retay USA, so we could get a first look at this pistol before it released. So inside of the cardboard box here, there's a big old stop sign that says read the owner's manual before handling this firearm. And there's something else I need to point out, that there is a warning right here. It's probably pretty hard for you to read. I'm just gonna read it to you. It says, do not dry fire the RXP 22. Permanent damage may occur if repeatedly dry fired. So it says manually ease the hammer down to prevent damage on an empty chamber, or always use a snap cap if you're going to dry fire it. And then as far as accessories go, underneath this flap right here, now my gun being a pre-release model only came with one magazine. You're actually going to get two magazines. They're going to come as either 10 round, 13 round, or 18 round magazines. I think you'll get two 10s if you're in a restricted state, and a 13 and an 18 if you're in a non-restricted state. We'll talk about those magazines when we look at the gun's features. And the gun is going to come in a plastic bag inside of this box. And then you're also going to get a child safety lock right here and a cleaning brush. And there is also a manual that comes with the gun as well. I just don't have it handy right now, but that is everything that comes in the box with the RXP 22. Before we get started looking at all the features of the RXP 22, it is unloaded and completely safe to take a look at. So what are the features that this gun has? Well, this is about the same size as something like a Glock 19, a compact 9mm handgun. This is supposed to be about the same size as one of those. I'll put the actual dimensions on the screen so you can see what it measures height, width, and lengthwise. And it is a double action, single action hammer fired handgun with a flat face trigger. And that's nice because a lot of guys are adding flat triggers to their guns. However, being a 22 LR, the double action pull is a little heavy. The single action pull is just fine and usable, but you want to have that reliable crushing of the 22 LR rims so you can reliably ignite the ammo. If you've ever shot something like a Ruger SR22, I'd say it's on par with that handgun, which is a pretty popular 22 LR pistol just like this one. Now that polymer frame right here gives you a one cross rail slot at the front of the gun so you can add lights or lasers. Now as you can see, I have the threaded model here. It is also available as a non-threaded model. It is a 4-inch 4140 steel barrel, and the slide is made out of 70-75 aluminum. It's not a cast slide, it is a machined slide, and that slide right here has a steel breech face insert for longevity. On the top of the slide, you're going to find your sights. We have a green fiber optic front sight and a windage adjustable rear sight. And look right here, we have an optics cover plate. Now this is cut, drilled, and tapped for the RMR red dot footprint, but also the RMS C footprint of red dots. So you have a good bit of options for different optics if you want to put one on this handgun. However, you will lose your rear sight when you take this optics cover plate off to put an optic on it, and you will have to remove the optics cover plate screws, but you also have to remove the windage screw from the rear sight to remove this optics cover plate from the gun. And then back here we have the hammer. Now this does not have a decock to it, so if you have to let the hammer down, you're going to have to grab onto it. As it says in the box, don't dry fire this gun. You could damage it with repeat dry firings, so you're going to have to let that hammer down by hand. Now looking at the right side of this gun, unfortunately, there are no controls on this side of the gun. It is not an ambidextrous handgun. Let's look at the controls that are on the left side of the gun. Up front here, we have a takedown lever. And then back here, we have a slide stop and slide release. And here is our safety. Now, when it is up, the safety is on. When it is down, the safety is off and the gun is ready to fire. And we can see we have stippling right here on the back strap, wrapping around to the other side of the gun right here and here. Now let's talk about this magazine. As I said in the beginning of this video, this gun weighs about 2 pounds, and they've done so by weighting this magazine right here. Without the magazine in it, it feels really lightweight, so the weight comes from this magazine to give it some heft. Now on either side of the magazine, you have these tabs that are connected to the high visibility follower, so you can pull it down and easily load these magazines. As I said, these come in 10, 13, and 18 round magazines, and the gun, when it hits your dealer shelves, will come with 2 of them. So that is all the features of the RXP 22. Let's go ahead and get it out to the range. We're going to start with a bulk ammo test because this is a plinking oriented pistol at its price point, and we are starting with some old Remington golden bullets that I found in the stash. I also found these old Federal 550 packs that Walmart used to carry. Kind of miss those being available, honestly. And then we have the 22 LR Thunderbolt right there, and some Federal Auto Match. This is actually the newest 22 LR bulk ammo I had. What we're going to do is we're going to shoot 2 magazines full of each type of ammo just as fast as we can pull the trigger and see if it functions. Of course, this being older 22 LR, we might have to give it a little bit of leeway. The old golden bullet Remington. Those little nubs on the side of the magazine do make it pretty easy to pull the follower down and load these mags up. So I do like that feature that this pistol has to make it easier to load. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds of the golden bullet. Next up, we've got the Federal 550 round bulk pack. All right, so that magazine worked fine. And I remember when this ammo was like $7 a box of 550. It used to be cheap. Of course, I guess all ammo used to be cheap. But I haven't seen it in stock anywhere in quite a while now. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 rounds loaded in there of the Federal. Okay, Remington Thunderbolts. All right, the older ammo seemed to do pretty good there. We've got the Federal Auto Match right now. Let's see how the new ammo does. No issues with the Federal Auto Match ammo there. So it ate up all 4 different types of bulk ammo that I tried with it. I thought I might have had some ammo stoppages that were going to happen because it was older ammo, but we didn't have any problems with the RXP 22 in the bulk. All right, I've got one round loaded in here. I'm just gonna shoot it double action down there on the steel, see how that double action trigger is. All right, just a little bit heavy. As I said earlier in this video, it has to be to make sure they can reliably set off those 22 LR rims. They got to crush that rim to set that priming compound off, but it's not overly heavy. I don't think you're gonna struggle with the double action trigger on this gun. Next up, let's try the accuracy of the RXP 22 with a couple different loads. We're gonna shoot about 5 different targets and see what kind of groups we can get. I'll let you know what ammo we're gonna use before we shoot the tests. So I figure we actually should start off with one of the bulk pack ammos. I chose the Auto Match by Federal. 10 rounds loaded up. Let's see how it shoots for accuracy. All right, we had one where it didn't set it off. I'm gonna try a second strike on that. So we had one round that didn't go off there. Let's try another mag of those auto matches. So no problem that time. Probably was just that one round of ammo. Next up is some Federal high velocity match ammo. Good old CCI standard velocity. A lot of people's go-to 22 LR. See if it's accurate or not. Look pretty accurate to me. Got some CCI velocitors. These are listed as 1435 FPS, but that's probably out of a rifle. See how they shoot. All right, we had one malfunction here with the velocitor where it seems to have jammed itself upwards, feeding from the magazine. And there it is, out with the magazine removed. It was the last round in the magazine. So other than that last round right there, it fed the velocitors fine, and they turned out to be fairly accurate, actually. I got 10 more velocitors loaded up. Let's see if we get the same jam on the last round that we just had. Okay, so the velocitors gave us the exact same malfunction with that was the second to last round. There's the one in the magazine. Here's the one that was jammed. These are a large hollow point bullet, and I'm wondering if it has something to do with the way the bullet's shaped there. Let's try this last, well, the one last round that was in the magazine, see if it shoots. I thought I'd shoot 10 rounds of the Federal bulk pack just to give you an idea of the accuracy with one of the bulk ammos we tried. Well, since I got the threaded model, well, I got my anechoic 22 silencer on there, so we are gonna see how quiet this gun is and see if it cycles with different subsonic loads. We got CCI quiet velocity, 10 rounds loaded into the mag here, and I'll make sure I shoot off target as well so you can hear it, how quiet it is without the sound of the steel plate. So hitting the backstop, louder than the gun. This is CCI quiet semi-auto, so it's supposed to cycle the semi-auto handguns while also being pretty quiet. Okay, this is just subsonic by CCI. Next up, Suppressor by CCI. This is 970 FPS rounds. There you have it, a look at the Retay Arms RXP 22, and this is an early look if you're watching this before May 2025. If you're watching it after, it's probably on your local gun shop shelves for a price of under $300 US. And one of the ways that they're able to keep the price on this gun so low is this is actually imported by Retay Arms, or Retay USA, from Turkey. So it is an imported handgun. However, that price puts it right into the category of an inexpensive plinking pistol, kind of like the old Walther P22. And it's probably going to be on the dealer shelves in a multitude of different colors. If you want to check out all the different color combinations and the actual MSRP of this gun, you can go to www.retayusa.com. So how did this do out here on the range? Well, you saw us shoot it, bulk pack, suppressed, unsuppressed, shot it for accuracy, and the gun did fairly well. We did have a handful of stoppages. However, you could count them on one hand and you wouldn't even use all your fingers there. If you've shot 22 LR for any length of time, you know that sometimes you're going to have stoppages with the ammo just because it's not the most consistently made ammo. It just doesn't have the same quality control as centerfire ammo does, and the rimfire brings up its own issues there. However, for the price of this gun, I think it still did pretty good. Something you're just going to take out there and plink with, and the accuracy was acceptable for a 22 plinking pistol. Now, one of the issues I did have with this gun was the ease at putting the safety on. When the safety's up, it's on. When it's down, it's off. So when I reached my thumb up to hit the slide release to load a new round, well, a lot of times I put that safety on and then I forgot to take the safety off and make it ready for fire until I pulled the trigger and I got a dead trigger and I was like, oh yeah, I need to take the safety off. So that was just one of the issues that I had with this gun. Now keep in mind that they may always make a few changes before this actually hits on your local gun shop shelves. So the one you get may or may not have small differences from the one that I'm shooting here today. But if you're looking for an inexpensive plinking pistol, give this one a look. If you've made it this far to the end of the video, I really thank you for watching. This has been another WV Guns and Goods video. Remember, if you're not out there having fun shooting, what are you doing?